Spice started out marketed as a harmless aromatic herb, a pretty packet, a pleasant smell, but inside was a synthetic chemical that makes your brain feel like it's burning from within. Just 10 minutes after use, it's still being sold as an innocent product today, in stores, online, right next to chewing gum. People pick up a packet without realizing what they're actually holding in their hands. These chemicals were originally created by scientists to study how the brain works. The formulas leak onto the black market, and suddenly hundreds of thousands of people worldwide are caught in a catastrophe. Manufacturers simply spray synthetic powder onto dried plants and sell it as smoking mixtures. No quality control whatsoever. Every batch is a lottery with death as the stakes. Regular cannabis only partially activates brain receptors. Spice hits them with full force, 100 times more powerful. It's like throwing a fist at what nature designed to receive only a gentle touch.
People sluggish, stay with
the result: convulsions, cardiac arrest, loss of consciousness, all from that first hit. Thousands end up in intensive care, thinking they're just smoking some relaxing herb. In New York City alone, there were 8,000 emergency calls related to Spice in just 18 months. These aren't isolated incidents. This is a full-blown epidemic that barely gets talked about. And here's what's most horrifying. Standard drug tests don't detect Spice. A person can be completely under the chemical's influence while their test comes back clean. Doctors can't see what's wrong. Spice can completely cut off a person's connection to reality in 20 minutes. A guy lit it on a balcony and jumped. He was sure he could fly. This isn't a metaphor. Emergency room doctors around the world see the same picture. A person who was just normal, and now they're running down the street naked, screaming that someone is chasing them. Spice triggers acute psychosis, indistinguishable from severe schizophrenia. Voices, persecution, a sensation of skin burning, and all of this can begin with the first use. The scariest part is that most of them have no pre-existing mental health issues. They're healthy young men who were simply offered something new. Doctors have even come up with a special name for this condition, something like spice-induced schizophrenia. The symptoms are so closely related that doctors initially confuse one with the other. In one study, 10 perfectly healthy young men were hospitalized with acute psychosis over 4 consecutive months, all after using Spice. None of them had any predisposing factors. Psychosis doesn't always subside after the chemical leaves the body. For some people, symptoms persist for weeks or even months after the last use. 30% of patients with this type of psychosis consider harming themselves. These are data from official clinical studies, not horror stories, but documented reality. Spice can transform an ordinary person into something unstoppable. 2 police officers can't handle one man. He laughs while being subdued, feeling no pain. This chemical blocks pain signals and simultaneously triggers a powerful adrenaline rush. The person loses consciousness of their body, and in this state, they become extremely dangerous. Cases of people high on Spice breaking metal beds or kicking down doors with their shoulders are featured in medical reports in several countries. These are documented facts. Doctors can't administer an injection. The patient breaks free with such force that it takes 5 adults to restrain them. And yet, they feel no fatigue. The body works like a machine. This happens because the chemical shuts down the parts of the brain responsible for self-preservation. The body works at full capacity, but there's no warning signal until it's too late. When the effects wear off, people discover fractures, cuts, and burns they didn't know they had. The body acquired all this while the mind was completely switched off. One documented case. A man walks around for several hours with a broken arm and is unaware of it. He feels no pain at all. Spice has taken it away, along with any remaining common sense. And this is not uncommon. It's typical of severe poisoning. The body suffers damage that would normally be unbearable,
like a bird.
and the man simply smiles and moves on.
Too much energy.
Scientists compare brain scans of people who regularly use Spice with those of healthy individuals. The difference is visible without any equipment, like a living forest next to a scorched field. Memory, attention, and decision-making skills all decline after several months of use. And research data clearly shows many never fully recover. People who have quit Spice describe the same thing. Words disappear mid-sentence, thoughts disintegrate, and it's impossible to concentrate on simple tasks, even a year after their last dose. Some of them never recover from psychosis. Official psychiatry recognizes that Spice can trigger a chronic mental disorder that remains with the person forever. The chemical disrupts the connections between brain cells, the pathways that carry thoughts, memories, and emotions. Some of these pathways simply burn out and never recover. The average age of those admitted to psychiatric wards with this diagnosis is 22. People lose their minds before they even have a chance to truly begin their lives. The thinking speed of those who use spice for a long time drops to the level of someone with a serious neurological disorder. This is documented by tests, not subjective complaints. And the worst part, people often don't notice the changes themselves. They think everything is normal, but their loved ones see a different person next to them, slow, confused, with a blank stare. Spice was first sold openly in stores, online, at the checkout counter next to gum. It was beautifully packaged, the price was low, and it seemed completely harmless. As soon as authorities banned one type of chemical, manufacturers changed the formulation within days. The new substance was once again outlawed, and once again fell into people's hands. Addiction develops rapidly, faster than with most other substances. Within a few weeks, a person can't sleep, eat, or think of anything else. Withdrawal from spice isn't just a feeling of ill health. It involves cramps, mounting anxiety, visions, a feeling that your heart is about to stop. Those who have experienced it call it the worst experience of their lives. And then the person is drawn back, not for the high, but because it's the only thing that relieves the unbearable feeling. The trap slams shut quickly, and escaping is nearly impossible. The most cynical thing is, spice hasn't gone away. Chemists are constantly inventing new formulas that haven't yet been banned. Things that aren't yet legally banned are being sold on the streets. More than 25% of those who develop psychosis from spice are subsequently diagnosed with schizophrenia. It's not a temporary disorder, it's permanent. For the rest of your life, this topic concerns everyone, because someone near you could have tried it, thinking they were just taking weed. Subscribe to the channel and watch other episodes. It's important.